Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I just meditated for a moment and I was getting the orange of the sacral chakra right away, and actually it ended up forming a heart shape. So that was very interesting. That's never come in before. I'm going to give you a little bit of my singing bowls. Here's the low pitch. See? Just feel it, see where it resonates in your body. Okay guys, today is January 11th, 2020. I have a Divine Feminine Twin Flame read for you this morning. I will get some other reads out today, but I want to start with this. I actually did this after midnight last night for the Divine Feminine. It is January 11. 11 is the Justice. And then we have the 16 as the energy of the day, which is the Tower. So Justice and the Tower. And I was just getting Quasimodo with the sound of the bells. So I don't know if that's bringing up Paris specifically, or just the towering moment of the, Quasimodo's like the hermit inside the bell tower, that it's time for justice, right? Which is just truth and balance. So anyway, the tower has to do with sudden changes, eruptions, explosions, epiphanies, positive surprises. We have the Divine Feminine read starting at, or completed at 12:25, which was interesting because the read ended exactly at 2:25. So 25 is significant today, as well as the twos. 12 and 2. 12 is the Hangman, 2 is the High Priestess. 25 is the Knight of Wands, which is that passionate physical expression. Let's see here. So for the Divine Feminine, again, this is for the Divine Feminine Twin Flames today. It is a general read, so if it doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. But it's also for the Divine Feminine within the Divine Masculine as well. So again, it was done at 12:25, and the major arcana for the feminine today were Solar Deity, which is the Sun, the Tower, Starseed, which is the Fool, Strength, and then before the read, we had the Star come up, and after the read, the Shadow came up. Very interesting, the Star and the Shadow playing off of each other. And then we have 2 Pentacles, 1 Cup, 1 Wand, and 3 Swords. So a lot of swords for the feminine, so watch your thoughts today. You might want to, meditate a little bit or take a walk, get back into your heart space. And then we had, as far as court cards, the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. And then before the read was the Queen of Swords and the Page of Swords. So all the swords came out. Okay, and that's where all your swords are, the 3 swords. The Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So here's the whole family of swords. The student, right? The one that goes out there to expand their knowledge. Then the Queen of Swords. Expanding the creativeness of that energy, and then mastering it finally with the King of Swords, which has to do with your thoughts and your words and the truth. After the read, the Knight of Pentacles also came up. So we have 2 knights here. And then the numbers and the code line for the feminine here were all about teaching and learning and health. The numbers, we had double 6s and double 8s, as well as 2113. 21 is the world, and 13 is the death card. So very much about completion with 2113. We have the 21 of the completion of the world on a grand scale, the cycle being completed, and the 13 of transition and transformation, endings, compassion, allowing the cycle to change. Like at 12 is the reflection of 21, which is actually the end of the cycle, but 13 is the transcendence of the cycle. So rising above that cycle. So the code line here regarding teaching and learning and health for the Divine Feminine had to do with the Six of Flames, which is that journey and the journey man or journey woman. And having good news come in is the traditional meaning for that card. But success also and attention, having followers leading the way. And so the message around teaching and learning was all of that. But not only teaching and learning, but in health, self-health, and helping others with their health as well by staying happy. So the Sophia is coming up here after death. So successful Sophia takes the high road. Or when you're sad, so popular Sophia takes the high road. No matter where you are, Divine Feminine, it's about taking the high road, your higher self. Also, Sophia after death in an SOS of the 9, which is the Hermit, the collective consciousness, the wise one. It's also compassion and endings. But an SOS around this energy, or also the Lovers, and getting off lame SS. So for those people, those victim mentality energies coming off of the SS, social security, or for me, like the root chakra, is safety and security, all about survival on this planet. So you need to rise above that. It's always saying to take the high road. Don't stay in the just surviving limits, right, of your own mind. Come up from the 4 to the 8, which is the 4 is basic manifestation of survival on this earth, and 8 for me is the higher realms of manifestation, having your dreams come true. And of course, they're unlimited. So AD also has to do with, in Latin, it means toward or about. So Sophia going toward that Six of Flames journey, like fully going into the journey and taking the high road. So that's about the feminine energy. AD is also active duty, air dried. So the air has no moisture, it has no emotion. And that was confirmation. It's right at 10 o'clock right now. Also means analog and digital AD. Athletic director comes up, which is interesting because that's the line of work my son is in. And then, of course, after death, regarding Christ's birth, the Anno Domini, and advertising, advantage in tennis, AD, as well as the computer science domain in Andorra, and literally in the year of the Lord, AD in the year of the Lord. So Sophia, in the year of the Lord, toward that journey, the Six of Flames, the good news, the leading the way, the being successful, right? Not worrying about what everyone thinks, because you can never please all of the people all of the time. You know, there's always half the people who don't agree with you and half the people that do agree with you, and it's all good. Everyone's allowed their own perspective. But Sophia always taking the high road, right? The higher frequency, the higher vibration. So some headers just came up for the feminine that I just thought I'd throw out there. Also confirming again is 1001. And 1001 is that reflection of the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. As I'm about to say, Dragon Force. And Dragon Force came up twice, through the fire and flames. And flames was a major theme of the headers today. Dragon Force, through the fire and flames, go through it. Don't try to avoid the negative energies or your shadow side. Go through it to feel it and love it all is the quickest way to the other side. Miranda Lambert in Keeper of the Flame came up, as well as Hogan's Heroes. the game grows higher, okay, the higher road. And this was the TV episode 1966, and 66, 19 is the sum, but 66 is the Queen of Pentacles. In this Hogan Heroes episode, a traitor in the escaped prisoner pipeline, and Hogan has to find him following the escape route. So he has to go through the shadow in order to catch the traitor. So it's referencing, it's paralleling the same thing I just said. Another header that came up is the DOO, D-O-O-O, and there's 3 zeros there, the 3 wise humans. And the next one was Elvis Presley, and that was 12/31/08, Marie's the Name, his latest flame, and that was from YouTube. The next header was Waka Flocka, Flame, and the, what did I write? Oh, Snakes in the Grass, the director's cut, and that was from October 27, 2010. And then Badger's Best of 2018 came up on YouTube, as well as Cheap Trick, The Flame, Live Daytona, 1988 YouTube. And the date there was 1/31/2010, and now we have 10/03 just came up, which is the Wheel and the Empress. Cheap Trick, don't be a cheap trick. And the So and So's from Home and Facebook. The So and So's, right? So. I always get there was a So-so and Sosa. So-so is a player, but also from a movie. There was So-so was the mystery man, like he was this bad guy who was like so powerful, but he wasn't a real person. He was just a made-up persona. And then Dragon Force came up again through the Fire and Flames. So we start out on the 2 of Pentacles reversed, which in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which is the main deck for the read, the 2 of Crystals is very much about surrender, but yet it's reversed today. So it's very interesting because this reversal of surrender didn't have to do with the surrender to the journey. It had to do with surrendering to the patriarchy, to the old way of doing things. And this is the feminine refusing to do that, refusing to go there. We have the Queen of Swords beneath this, as well as the Star, the 8 of Swords, and then the Page of Swords, all upright. So the Queen of Swords may be connecting with their child, the Page of Swords, and her in her light, in her success, in her healing. The Queen of Swords has been shining her light, even as a prisoner going through anxieties or just feeling like their hands are tied. But with the Page of Swords, especially a child of the feminine, it's very much about happily being imprisoned with this energy of their child, right? And not surrendering to the old way of doing things. This also has to do with her message, her shining her light about the prisoner, the hostage, the anxiety and fears that we all feel, and about the message that needs to get out and transforming that negative energy to a positive message. So we have this non-surrender here at the beginning of the read, but breaking patterns to the patriarchy. After the Queen of Swords is healing and dreams come true, shining her light. The prisoner with a message, or happily imprisoned with a child, like I said, or news and spreading the word, or trapped with a child who likes to talk a lot, but still happy about this. Present with kids, leading the way through insecurities and lack, when feeling drained and there's no sunshine. Or there is a magician and empress energy around you that is both in lack, because the magician reverse has to do with insecurities and the lack of tools, manipulations, and the empress reverse has to do with lack of abundance. Or, both of them reversed is pretty nasty energy together. So it's leading the way through those energies, whether it's just insecurity and lack, or actually people who are like that. It doesn't really matter. Either way, it's walking in the journey with head up straight through that energy to give it love just as you would anything else. When feeling drained or no sunshine in your life, overexposed, take a break and then do some more. Don't give up. Persevere. So the devil and or Capricorn comes up here as the whistleblower, out with clarity, reaping rewards of freedom at the present time. The Capricorn performing for clarity, helping them stay clear in their high vibration. The constant gardener, free to leap in the present moment, right? So if you're a constant gardener, that means your hands are in the soil, in Gaia all the time, helping you stay grounded. Reaping rewards with loyal and faithful friend. Standing on a landmine without fear because you're being present. A third leg or long line of gardeners, patient with growth and now free to enjoy the earnings of your faith. Present to standing on a bomb that could go off at any time, where you are not in control, and yet the Divine Feminine is here in acceptance of this. And this is at 101 to 102. So again, we have the reflection of 1001 just came up, and this message was at 101, the reverse of that. So the Magician and the Magician. But it also can be the 10 and 1 as well. Then we have 102 is the Magician and the High Priestess when we come to acceptance in the feminine energy. And then you can relate these three energies to you and your kids, Divine Feminine, if you have kids, and if not, just the energies around you. Okay? So you have your kids, you have a message, you have Leo and Taurus energy there, as well as fond memories of the past and being present. Okay? One person in their room, perhaps, another out and about, and then you, the Divine Feminine, in the now moment as the present observer. So, in working through uncomfortable emotions, right, when we're around these other energies, or our own uncomfortable energies, our shadow side, holding your tongue and keeping your lover's secret, the sexual energy, the connection, now a stretch, that all bets are off because the brakes have been cut. Gabriel, in charge of communications, to keep to yourself, that your secret is safe with me, says Gabriel. The knight in shining armor may have fallen off his white horse, and unrequited love comes up here with heart-to-heart conversations beneath it. So after heart-to-heart conversations, there is unrequited love, and then no reunion comes up. Or the student who never learns, or is in need of help, money, or opportunity, or divorced, or spiritual, or Taurus reverse moon with a new life with the Queen of Cups. And this also could be a break in contract, and now outside the box, to the altar of love with the Queen of Cups for a home run catch. Only one woman with the heart-shaped hips and the left butt connection where the stage is set. Spiritual partnership comes up here, as well as karmic completion beneath. Unhappy, not satisfied, the secret's out about justice, divorce, Libra, and disconnect. Not getting their wish, the Emperor reversed escapes the box as the King of Swords, after caught in the spokes of red, white, and blue with gold leaf on silk. Caught up in the American way of life, or chained to foosball table, or throwing star magic trick. The Emperor reversed falls in disconnect, not seeing eye to eye, and Libra or Capricorn or both, King of Swords, end up escaping on top as the King of Swords upright. The King of Swords escapes the patriarchal control, refuses, and here's the King of Swords, the masculine, refusing surrender to the patriarchy. So the King of Swords escapes the patriarchal control and refuses to surrender to it. Present to the High Priestess energy, the secret, his higher abilities, his intuition, the secret and psychic abilities of the Queen of Cups and his spiritual partnership. Recently for the feminine, the tower explodes, erupts. She has epiphanies, holding on, grounding, and saving in a deep connection with another world with the King of Wands, where lightning causes fires everywhere. Michael's hands across the sky to Metatron's thunder or tundra. The King of Wands upright battle is over at work with the Queen of Pentacles. The foundation for the feminine here is the Eight of Pentacles upright. The dance at work, working to align with your own desires after weakness and ego death of a Taurus reversed Queen of Wands, or egotistical Taurus reversed Queen of Wands, or divorced Queen of Wands with end of family cycle and weak, needing courage, as the King of Swords with Taurus moon perhaps, and the Queen of Wands with Virgo moon perhaps, or just the King of Swords, broken a contract or divorced now, and the Queen of Wands is over isolating and now coming out about it. The central energy here is the solar deity reversed. No sunshine when she's gone or he's gone. Drained, overexposed, sick, or sick and tired of standing up to others in rejection, feeling vulnerable, shy, or spoiled, or just crying like a baby, or with a baby crying. The angel is patient with a negative group, indulgences, and or third party. Offer of a new life from the Queen of Pentacles upright. No more conflict in working with the Queen of Pentacles here. And that's at 133, which is the Magician and the Christ vibration, which is also the Seven of Wands, that energy again about standing up for yourself without being defensive. So the Knight of Wands is rushing back passionately, and the challenge being for the feminine, the Six of Wands upright, which is good news, success, attention, and leading the way. A deep connection of the Hermit or Virgo, running away from the King of Pentacles, or stealing back what he took from her. Her self-worth, ideas, love, etc. Healing, pain, and betrayal of debt, scam, inequity of relations. Justice, divorce, and or Libra of dysfunctional family is no fantasy family. It's coming up as like the false fantasy, hanging out with the King of Cups, death, transition or transformation, or unconditional love of self, or a painful end and betrayal, and holding on to the gold coin. The King of Pentacles, holding his tongue, or lashing out at work to align and get all his ducks in a row, and purge it out, suffering in silence or just totally stressed out. Now, in the present moment, crowning is the Four of Cups reversed, starting over in love and not settling now. The Capricorn dumping Aquarius, and this could be the feminine or the masculine here. It doesn't have to be the feminine. This is people around the feminine, the energies around the feminine. So the Four of Cups has to do with starting over and not settling. The Capricorn dumping the Aquarius, or overwhelmed with an opportunity to sell their soul to the devil, right? Having an opportunity they know they shouldn't take. Rushing in with the truth to the Empress and the King of Swords. Or tears of joy in being offered a dream and getting over loss and regret, to surrender to purging it all out. Or a child returns to tell their mother and father or brother what they've learned. Destiny at the full moon eclipse of the Queen of Swords speaking her truth, and the Dark Knight or Scorpio energy who found a way to express his feelings hanging out and being still. In a split, lies, or cutting through the BS of the King of Cups, Scorpio, or his own BS of needing help, money, or opportunity, and the patient angel with the Ten of Pentacles reversed family or business of the King of Cups, Sagittarius, Aquarius, or Scorpio star, or just a dream and the Queen of Swords reflection of that King of Cups, his pain and betrayal, and the Queen of Wands just being happy with herself, saving, grounding, and the King of Pentacles, his big love, who's holding his tongue, working through purges. All right, so these can be different men. We have the King of Swords who came up in the underlying energy, and then the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. They can be three separate people or all different personas of the masculine or the masculines around you. It's the same thing with the queens in the read today. So the starseed is upright here, the Fool, without options, but destiny and divine timing. The King of Pentacles is frustrated, carrying a heavy load and working too hard. The divine feminine takes a leap of faith to start over and not settle, with clarity or suffering and purges, stress of ending from a cycle and surrendering now that the conflict is over, regarding lies and split and cutting through the BS or crap of the deep connection with the Hermit or Virgo energy and the King of Pentacles running away. The divine feminine sees herself as the Strength card reversed, needing courage or an ego death, moving or ending a marriage. staying at another's house or entertaining visitors or family. Weakened, unstable, with synchronicities and too many choices, expressing feelings and offering a new life in exchange for big love suddenly through epiphany and freedom. The Fool is free to leap. Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, and Libra come up here. Healing family issues and chemistry for the Divine Feminine, as well as getting to know each other. Around the Divine Feminine, or how they may be seen by others, at 202, which is being seen just as you are, which is perfect. That's the feminine in her authenticity. The Knight of Swords reversed is holding their tongue, and that can be the feminine, just to move to peace, away from the negative group, indulgences, gossip or third party, jealousies, recovery via announcements, judgments, final judgments, that call to action. At 204, we go to the High Priestess and the Emperor in that call to action, because you need to then bring out the masculine energy. The peace of mind in recovering from exile. Announcement made about the group missing him or her, and that they're leaving the group, or that they're leaving the group. The feminine needs to clear blocks of the Three of Swords, reversed. Healing, forgiving, jealousy and sincerity of the Emperor, and reaping rewards of suffering and stress, right? Turning that nickel into gold. So health comes up, and teaching and learning, but even more so today for the feminine is individuality, which you're being seen just as you are, which is perfect. You're in your authenticity, and even more so the individuality and love partnership. Okay? No longer keeping quiet or being silenced, and no longer flirting or playing with fire just to suffer, or rising above now that the conflict is over. The King of Swords with deep connection, and the King of Pentacles holding their tongue, preventing him from, or was preventing him from speaking, right? So this King of Pentacles or the King of Swords, whether they're both personas of the masculine or different people around the masculine, someone was coming up as having forced the other one to hold their tongue or prevent them from speaking, and that can be between the masculine and the feminine as well, working to align now the masculine with his desires, stressed out and suffering in silence, ending a family cycle now in surrender. The King of Swords in justice, offering help or proposal to sovereign, or unfair, all the hard work that goes into injustice, divorce, just to be left with nothing to give to the one that deserves it all. Libra reversed brings and offers the one pentacle that the Nine of Pentacles or sovereign doesn't have, his love. Brothers and sisters also fill these gaps for each other. Shadow of arrogance, tripping up to drop the facade and break patterns, with the Queen of Cups love, kindness, and intuition. There's new passion and growth offered from the King of Swords prisoner to her, happily imprisoned. The Queen of Wands happy with self, getting their wish, or arrogant and tripped up, while the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords have a deep bond that can't be broken. The King of Swords, Capricorn or shadow side, offers passion from a place of imprisonment, but in his truth. The Knight of Pentacles, loyal servant, proposes coming clean or getting clean to twin and or kids, or happy memories. Hanging out, stuck in a split, lies, and cutting through the BS, pulling the last sword out of the Divine Feminine, that's Excalibur, out of the stone, to rise above and come out, or coming clean about true desires. A very long streetcar named Desire, 6 gold coins long, working on the 7th and 8th is on the floor. No surrender to work, needing courage to hold their tongue, with the Tower of explosions, eruptions, or epiphanies, feeling drained or overexposed, and there ain't no sunshine when he's gone, or she's gone. The challenge being attention, good news, and leading the way to a fresh, brand new start, with a big bomb dropping to heal and forgive and start over, with the King of Swords, Capricorn, or shadow of the Knight of Wands, loyal, humble servant, coming clean to or about twin and or kids. Dropping the facade and not surrendering to sudden drama or epiphanies about the Knight or the King of Swords, working to align with desires when there's no sunshine. starting over and not settling this time. The challenge being attention and good news and success, needing the courage to start fresh when the bomb drops, right? When drama hits, holding your tongue and healing, forgiving the King of Swords shadow side with a proposal to come clean to or about the twins and or kids, the masculine getting his ducks all in a row. And that was at 2:25 when this ended, the High Priestess and the Knight of Wands riding passionately in, which is right in the center of the reed, the Knight of Wands, actually, as I'm looking at it. You can see that right here. Where did I put my finger? My yod. Well, anyway, you see the Knight of Wands right there. Okay, so it ends up in that time at the 2:25. Actually, where's the High Priestess? Sometimes it takes me forever to find. Oh, she's right in front of me. All right, so we have the Knight of Wands, and then here's the High Priestess in her power, right? She's right in the underlying energy there. And the Knight of Wands rushing back passionately, okay? And that's the time that we ended this read. So I'm going to leave it there because I plan to do some other energies today, and this will get out to you. But, you know, drink your water, get your rest. I do need to show you the cards, so let me do that for you first because I will forget. You know I will. For those of you who don't know me, I was jogging and got hit by a car a few years ago, so I have a little bit of retrieval issues. Whether age and menopause wasn't enough, that one's hitting me too. So sometimes it's really hard for me to remember words or thoughts. So the underlying energy there you see is the Two of Crystals. The recent past is the Tower. The foundation is the Eight of Crystals, and Solar Deity is the center energy with the challenge of the Six of Flames or Wands. The other underlying energies, you see that King of Swords, and then crowning is that Four of Cups, an island unto themselves, but it's reversed, starting over, no longer being that island unto yourself. Scrolling over, and you see the Death card, the Devil card, and the Tower were all upright today in full power. Coming up, we have the Starseed upright, right? The big bomb dropping and the Lotus opening up. Strength for the Divine Feminine, which was reversed, needing the courage to be completely with an open heart and free. And around the Divine Feminine, I'm messing up my cards. Around the Divine Feminine is the Adept of Orbs, or Knight of Swords. And that was reversed. And then the Three of Orbs reversed, Three of Swords also. And we end up with the King of Swords upright. Above that was the Shadow, and then the Knight of Pentacles upright, and then the Five of Swords reversed, so coming clean, and then the Six of Cups upright. Those that last line of cards is really positive energy. And then we end up with the Eight of Pentacles there, okay? Working to align, getting all your ducks in a row. So look at the colors there. You have a lot of sacral chakra energy as well as the throat and third eye to crown, okay? So, and then the orange came up for me, so sacral was big today for the heart. So for health, creativity, and your sexual energy. Very much about the sacral energy today, especially with the Knight of Wands running in at the end, okay? It's just 3, 3, 3, 3 at the end. All right, guys, rise and be